y'all, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel for another video. So today I'm going to be doing a late April garden tour. This is my first garden tour of the 2024 season. Figured I'd start up front just because I have a lot of changes that I've made, as you guys can see. I'm going to start with my mailbox bed first. So far this year I have not done anything in this bed, but it is filling in and looking so pretty. I still have my little tater tot arborvitae ball here that has gotten massive, you guys. They were so small when I first planted them and now they are full grown. This is waist high for me now, so it's about 3 feet tall. In the back I do have 2 Carissa hollies planted, and then in my containers I have 2 fluffy gold arborvitaes. This one over here on the right is doing great. The one over here on the left is still showing some winter burn from last year. I never came in and cleaned it off, so I think I'm just going to come in and give it a nice little haircut. This will probably be its last season in this pot because it needs to come out. It's been in here for 3 years now. I have a gorgeous abelia here. Love the new growth here. It's nice, a pretty orange color. And then last but not least, I have a red barberry planted here just for a pop of color. So I do still need to mulch this bed. I also will come in and probably top off my rock just because it is starting to settle. It's been here for so many seasons, but it's looking so full and I'm loving how low maintenance this bed is. Hey, Gina. Come here, Gina girl. Y'all, she just had her kittens on Sunday. I haven't seen the kittens yet. Oh, hold on. There's a car coming. Stay here, okay? Now wait for the car to pass. You okay? So she did have a bit of an eye infection a couple days ago. It's looking like it's clearing up, y'all. It looks so much better, but she's so sweet, you guys. She's literally been following me around all day today while I was gardening. She's such a sweet kitty. You gotta go find your babies, baby girl. I want to see your kittens. She's such a good mommy. Sweet kitty. Anywho, moving right along. Over here in my tree ring, I have yet to do anything in this bed as well. I'm not sure that I'm going to be planting it up this year. I probably will just come in and fill in the empty gaps. If you all remember last year, I did a ring of verbena, which half of it has decided to come back this year. Look at the blooms, you guys. So this is the sparkling amethyst verbena, and I probably will come in and just pop in as I can find clearance. Y'all know how I do, to fill in the empty spaces. I did also leave my heucheras. It looks like the one over there in the back is struggling, and unfortunately I lost the one on this side. So I do have plans to probably dig these out and move them to my backyard so that they'll do well. But I don't know, you guys, I'm kind of loving like just the simplicity of having this bed just mulched with the purple flowers. So I'm gonna leave it kind of low maintenance this year. Down along the edge of my property, I have my Manhattan euonymus filling in, doing nicely, but I'm not sure what's going on, you guys. I have some type of fungal issue happening with these that it's starting to defoliate. And I did come in and spray all of them with a copper fungicide, but I don't know, y'all, and it's starting to spread to this one as well. They had put on so much new growth and then they just started dropping leaves. So if you guys have seen this or have any ideas of what's happening, please leave me a comment down below because I love these little bushes. And then I still have my limelight hydrangea tree on standard, doing well. I do need to come in and like clean up the base. This looks terrible, y'all. Definitely need to clean that out. But let's move on to my front garden bed extension. You guys did see I did a whole overhaul makeover. I did get my front porch extended out 3 feet. And then I extended my front garden bed out another 6 to 7 feet. And I am so happy with all the extra planting space. So I'm going to start over here on the corner as I always do. This is a trio of daylilies that I planted all in one big clump. Probably will come in and divide that later this fall just because it's getting so large. Down along the front curve here, oh, I got one bloom already opening. Oh, that's so exciting. So I did decide to plant a drift of sun patience again this year. Last year I alternated orange and purple. This year I decided to do all purple, and I think it's going to be so pretty, y'all. Literally just mulched this bed earlier this morning. I did also plant a drift of lemon coral sedum behind that, so I think the pink and the lime green will be a nice contrast. Also, I divided all of my daffodils and planted them along the front curve, which I think is going to be so amazing next spring. Just going to leave the foliage for now. I know it looks crazy. It is definitely messing with my tidiness of the bed. Y'all know how I am. but they do need to absorb all of the sunlight to feed those bulbs so that they can bloom next spring. So I'm probably going to give them another couple of weeks, y'all. I'm so impatient. I'll cut them back so that you won't be able to see any of that, but still haven't quite decided what I want to do as far as planting the center. So for now, I have decided to fill in with some annuals. These are a dark leaf begonia called Bada Bloom Bicolor. So they have a gorgeous pink and white bloom to them. I did also plant Rosie here. Well, I didn't plant her. I placed her here. She can shine front and center. Behind her, I have planted some opalescence phlox, which I think will be pretty as her backdrop. I did originally have my Invincible Wee White planted where Rosie is. Decided to move her back just because she's getting a little bit of sun scorch. As you guys can see how her leaves are darkening here? That just means she's getting too much sun. And look, y'all, she is trying to bloom for me. I was not expecting that from such a young hydrangea. I really thought I was just gonna have foliage for this year, but I will take it. So I still have plenty of room to come in here and plant. I haven't decided what I want to put in this area yet. I did also plant 5 tiny quickfire hydrangeas, which I think will fill in the space nicely. They're a nice panicle bloom. Behind that, I have a hedge of winter green boxwoods that I got on clearance for Lowe's for $7 a piece, you guys, and they are doing phenomenal. They've put on so much new growth. I think I might need to bump that one up just a little bit because it's sitting a little bit too low compared to the others. But anywho, that's just me being super nitpicky. Really quickly, let me go over what I have in my pots here. I got both of these pots on clearance from Home Goods. Oh, I want to say about 4 or 5. It was like, I think 4 years ago because I got them during COVID. Or was it before COVID? I can't remember. But anywho, they've been sitting on my back porch for years and I never planted them up just because my patio area has been such a disaster. But in them, I have planted 2 clearance hydrangeas that I got from Lowe's, and this one's setting a new bud for me, so I'm so excited for that. I did also plant 2 Wallerianas. These are the Rockapulco. This one is Wisteria. Not sure what the pink one is called. I'll try to insert the name for y'all. And then as my trailer, I popped in some Dichondra Silver Falls, but I think it's be gorgeous coming down the side of the planter. And then over here, I just mirrored the same thing. Another clearance hydrangea that I picked up from Lowe's for $7. The 2 Walleriana Rockapulcos, and then the Dichondra Silver Falls. Back behind that in my urn here, I have planted a geranium. This is a bicolor hybrid. Just starting to put on some more blooms for me. It was in full bloom when I purchased it, so I cannot wait to see that fill out. And then, oh, I'm sorry, Mama. Up here on my porch, I have decided to make a few changes. I did decide to take in Miss Gina. She is so sweet, y'all. She has now warmed up to me. She lets me pet her. She knows her name. I'm just so obsessed with her. So I did get her a little house to put her kittens in. To make space, I had to get rid of my table. So I just combined my 2 chairs together. And I also went and got a second gardenia, which I just planted today. Y'all know I gotta have my balance and symmetry. So I am loving the fragrance up here, and she just enjoys laying up here all day long. So peaceful. What you talking about, girl? You okay? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Come here. Let me see your eye. Oh, it's looking so much better. Good, I'm so glad. I was so worried, you guys. She was having mucus and water coming out of her eye. I was so scared she had an eye infection, but it looks like it's clearing up. Literally, it's only been 2 days. But she's such a sweet kitty. You're a sweet girl. I love you. She's also slimmed down so much so quickly. Her belly is gone, y'all. Yeah, you're a sweet girl. Okay, let me finish with my tour. You gonna come with me? You can come with me? Your eye's feeling so much better. You're blinking so much better. I'm so happy. Okay, come on. You can come with me. And then over here, these are the plants I decided to keep in my front bed. I still have my euonymus. Loving this bush, y'all. This is my favorite shrub. I also have a blue globe spruce here doing well. Loving all of the new growth that it's putting on. Like, look at this blue, y'all. So, so pretty. And then down in front of that, I have 2 autumn joy sedums doing amazing. So haven't quite decided what I want to do with this curve yet. I do plan on removing my little plant post here. I did used to have some hanging baskets hanging on it, but y'all, it is rusting so bad. Like all of the storms just tore this up last year. So this will be coming out and I'll find something else to do here. I have several begonias still to get planted, and then I have 2 clearance plants that I popped in the ground last year. They have come back and they're getting ready to bloom, you guys. So hopefully they'll be in bloom for my May tour, but these are 2 dianthus. Moving on to the other side of my driveway, this is what I used to call my barberry bed. You guys did see early this season, I did transplant all of the barberries out of this bed. Also, my 2 abelias went to a Rosa's house, and I moved my Japanese maple to the backyards. In its place, I have planted this Christmas jewel holly, which I cannot wait to see fill out, you guys. I think I'm going to come in and do a slight little haircut on it just to encourage a little bit more new growth on it. But look how loaded this tree is with berries. So this one does not require a male or female to fertilize it in order to produce the berries. It does it on its own, which I love. And then all the plants in this space were transplanted from my front garden bed. So these 2 boxwoods used to sit in my front garden, as well as this cryptomeria here, which is doing so much better. It's getting more sun in this location, so I think it's happy. However, my 2 little City Line Mars, no, I think this is City Line Paris. Yeah, I think this City Line Paris hydrangea, they are getting a little sun scorched. So I may need to transplant these to my back shade area, or I might could put these in the front garden bed again. Not sure, still deciding on that. Still have my drift or arborvitaes on this side as well, doing well. My fountain grasses are coming back amazing. I also have an iris tucked in here that's coming in. And then I have kind of like a hodgepodge of plants that need to find homes. I have a hibiscus coming in this pot here, a euonymus that will be going to a Rosa's, and then this is some lavender. So still a work in progress over here. Y'all did also see that I cut back my limelight hydrangea tree down to like nothing, and it has put on so much new growth. It's still doing the gangster lean here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to transplant it to the backyard or if I want to leave it here. I don't know. For now, it's doing its thing. All right, so now we are moving on to my shade garden, and y'all, I am so in love with how full and lush this side of my house is looking. First off, I have my lungwort here doing phenomenal. I love the speckled leaves, y'all. Y'all know I say that every single video. The love is real. But this is just starting to come out of bloom. I do have a couple left here. As you guys can see, all of these stems here, this thing was loaded with blooms. So the blooms will die back, and I'll just enjoy the foliage for the rest of the season. I do have my 3 Distilium that I got on clearance several years ago, finally starting to fill out the way that they should. So I'm so excited about how lush they're looking. In between them, I do have 2 Rose of Sharon trees. These are called Chateau de Versailles that I picked up on clearance for Lowe's for half off. These are going to do it phenomenal, you guys. I really wanted some height in this area, but I didn't want anything that was going to have too aggressive of roots because I have a lot of wires and piping along the foundation here. So I think they'll do amazing. Down in front of them, I have 2 geraniums here. These are Bloom Chocolatas that bloom purple. Definitely give you guys updates later in the season. Then I have 3 guacamole heucheras that are doing phenomenal, y'all. Like, these held on to their color all winter long. So these are the older leaves from the winter. So I'll just come in and snip those off, but I am just loving that bright line pop of color. And then I finally have my 2 little hostas starting to come back in. I was really worried that they weren't going to come back because they're so late, but these will fill in this entire space here. And then I have a gorgeous, look at my plantain lily, y'all. Like, I did not know that it was going to get this big, but I am loving it. Over here, I have planted an agapanthus. This one I did divide into 3 separate plants. So this is one clump here. I have another clump over here on this side. Cannot wait to see their blooms open up. I still need to come in and finish mulching this area. I do have 3 Invincibelle wee white hydrangeas tucked in here, which are putting on so much growth, y'all. Like, I'm so pleased with how fast everything is growing. Back over here in the corner, I have my Solomon seal doing well. It just came out of bloom. You can see it still has a few of the little bells on it, but I just love the variegated foliage, and it's starting to fill in as I wanted. I have my emerald green arborvitae spiral here that you guys saw. I gave a trim job a few weeks ago and already starting to put back some new growth, which I'm happy about. I did transplant my praying hands hosta to the back corner here. It used to sit here where the agapanthus was. So again, I need to come in and mulch this area. I do also have a fire and ice hosta down here. I used to have 3. Not sure what happened to the other 2. Oh, wait. Looks like one of them is trying to come back, maybe. Oh, I don't know, y'all. Maybe I should need to give it some air to breathe. I don't know, but hopefully this one I can divide eventually to fill this area back out. And then over here, y'all know this is my pride and joy plant. I rant and rave about this plant every single year just because I'm so obsessed. Like, it's already starting to put out buds. Look at this. This is my giant calla lily, but y'all, forget the buds. Look at these leaves. Like, this is what I'm here for. I just love the ruffles and the speckles, and this thing is doing so phenomenal. I probably will come in and divide it. I'm not sure where the clumps are going to go because this bed is starting to get so full, but I just need more of these in my garden. Back behind that, I have a hedge of 5 hydrangeas that I picked up on clearance last year from Lowe's. I cut them down to like literally 3 inches tall, and this is all the new growth they've put on this year already, y'all. Like, I'm so happy with how these are performing. So these are Invincible Sublimes, and oh, y'all, look, I didn't even notice. They're already starting to set their buds. Oh, I cannot wait for my May and June tours. Everything is going to look so full and lush. I cannot wait. So in between the empty spaces here, I do have a calla lily coming up here. One coming up there as well, if you guys can see the little stems. In the center, I have a Brother Stefan hosta, which is doing amazing. Look at the waffle texture on these leaves. So, so pretty. And then I have 2 hellebores doing well. And then down here on my front curve, I have some hyacinth bulbs that I got on clearance from Walmart. Just letting them do their thing. They're absorbing all the energy they need for the bulbs to rebloom again next year. So I'll come in and cut them back at the base and probably plant some pretty annuals here. I do have 3, I know they look like weeds, but there's 1, 2, 3 little dianthus plugs. I originally had 9, only 3 of them survive. So I'll pop those out and move them to the backyard so that they can beef up. But yeah, y'all, loving the little swoop over here. I have another giant calla lily over here doing well. Down here in center, I have a Hycona grass coming in nicely. And then I have a drift of hellebores over here, which were doing phenomenal this spring, y'all. They were so pretty. The blooms are starting to fade out now, but even with the faded blooms, they're still gorgeous, you guys. So happy with those. Back behind my other spiral here, I have 2 hostas planted. I have another Brother Stefan here, and then I have a wee hosta here. Down in front, I have a big blue hosta, which is doing phenomenal. This was more of like a teal color. The blue colored hostas can't take as much sun, so I may need to transplant this to the backyard at some point, but loving the foliage for now. And do y'all remember my struggling rhododendron? She's blooming. I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I really didn't think she was going to bloom. Her leaves have also perked up. She's still showing some like iron deficiency. I did treat her with some iron, and I don't know, y'all. After she blooms, she will be transplanted to a rosas, and I have another plant that I'll be planting here, which I cannot wait to show you guys. And then back in the back corner, I have an acanthus planted here, hoping I get a bloom on her. And then last but not least, here in my shade garden, I have my 2 topiary trees, which are struggling, y'all. These are still giving me a headache, but I was tempted to pull them. But look, y'all, it is finally starting to put out some new growth. So I'm hoping they bounce back. We will see. I'm going to give them some time. I'm trying to be patient. This one is doing the same thing. So I have a lot of new little buds coming in. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it fills back out. Let's move on to the backyard. Here is what my bay window bed is looking like, y'all. Look at all of the color already. Oh, it's looking so lush. Y'all remember the nightmare that it started at the beginning of the season? This is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so I'll start off in the back. So lining the border of my patio, I've planted a hedge of soft touch hollies. These are compact shrubs. I wanted something nice and small that would not block my view out of my window. Loving how these are doing, and they're putting on so much new growth. I do have some lilies planted here. These are blue eyes grasses, you guys. These open up and close with the daylight. So in the morning, they're closed up, and in the evening, they open up and display their gorgeous flowers. I did originally have 4 here. I'm not sure what happened to the other 2, but I do plan on dividing this one so that eventually I can have my nice little curve filled back in here. And then stepping back, the focal point of this bed is my Bobo hydrangea. I cannot wait to see her bloom. She's a nice compact panicle hydrangea, and she will be loaded with white blooms. I do have several lilies planted around her as well, tucked in. These bloom orange and pink. So it gives nice little specks of color throughout the bed. And then I have a drift of Millennium Garlic, which will bloom purple. In the middle of that, I have a drift of White Wands Veronica. And then down in front, I've planted some annuals, you guys. So these are the Tropical Sunrise Calibrachoa. Look at these blooms, y'all. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I love this hot pink color with the yellow stripes. Such a striking combination. And then down in front of that, I have planted a drift of Super Tunia Vista Latte. Y'all know this is my favorite, along with the Super Dunia Bordeaux. But oh my gosh, y'all, I literally just planted these last week and they're already starting to put on blooms. So cannot wait to see this bed fill out. Around my pot here, I have several daylilies. I forget the name of this one, but this one right here is a little grapette. Blooms a nice deep purple. And then I think this one right here is a grapette as well. So I'm still working on completing my curve. I also have my Limelight hydrangea tree that I cut back here. I'm just letting it do its thing this year, y'all. And lastly, I have tucked in a Highlander holly to cap off my hedge of the rest of the hollies. So loving this side of the bed. And then over here, let me give you guys an update. This is my blue chiffon Rose of Sharon. If you guys remember, this one was covered in aphids. I released some ladybugs, and y'all, when I tell y'all this plant is aphid free, oh my God, the ladybugs did their thing. I'm so glad I was able to get rid of them naturally. So I cannot wait to see this one. It's already starting to put on new growth. This thing grows so fast, so I wasn't worried about cutting it back, but I'm just so happy the aphids are gone. So if y'all are trying to get rid of aphids, release some ladybugs. Behind that, I have an Emerald Colonnade topiary doing amazing. Y'all saw my struggle with trying to give this thing a haircut. It's putting on new growth and setting its flowers, so I'm so excited to see that. And then over here, I have a drift of Stella de Oro daylilies. These will bloom yellow around my fluffy gold arborvitae. Lastly, over here in my planter, I have another ligustrum topiary, and y'all, this one has bounced back so well. Like, I literally have just been watering, and it's putting on so much new growth. So very hopeful with this one. The other two, I'm hoping they bounce back. Swinging around behind me, tucked over here in the corner behind my door, I have a planter. This has a gorgeous Pinky Winky hydrangea on standard, which y'all, I totally forgot about this over here. I didn't prune it, so I need to come in and cut off last year's blooms. But down here in the pot, all of these annuals came back from last year, y'all. When I tell you I have not planted anything in this pot this season, all of these came back so healthy and full from last year, and I am loving the mix. So I still need to put the dripper bubbler in this pot and then come in and mulch this area. Gina, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm glad you're here for the tour. Anywho, I did start to mulch from here over to here. So I still need to mulch the remainder of the bed. But over here, I have my last piece of agapanthus planted, and oh my gosh, y'all look. I didn't even realize, but I have a third bud getting ready to open. That's so exciting. So this one is getting ready to pop. Definitely will insert pictures for you guys if it comes into bloom before I post this video. Gina, are you okay? You all right? Okay, I don't know what she's doing. She's just loving her life. Anywho, over here I have my first arrival peony, you guys. This thing was in full bloom. The rainstorm knocked all of the petals off except for this one. So luckily I have one gorgeous bloom to show you guys. It just opened yesterday, and I am so obsessed with these blooms, you guys. I need more of these around my property. So this one is an Ito peony, which means that it's a hybrid between the traditional peony and a tree peony. It does die back down to the ground and then regrow every year with nice sturdy stems, so you don't have to stake it. So loving this peony here. Behind it, along my fence line, I have a hedge of home shrub arborvitaes planted. I think this is their second or third year now in the ground. I can't remember, y'all. All my years are starting to run together, but they're starting to put on so much growth, you guys. They're getting nice and fat. Cannot wait to see them fill in and put on more height. So they're doing so well. All of them are on drip, so I just need to come in and run some drip to the individual plants as I continue to plant this bed up. Over here beside my peony, y'all, I have my rose tree, and y'all, I am trying my hardest to give this thing a chance. I do not like roses, y'all. I just cannot deal with a shrub when it's not in bloom, but look, y'all, the buds are coming. So I am trying to be patient, you guys. I know the blooms are gorgeous. That's why I purchased it, but do y'all see this? Like, oh, I just cannot. Like, this is why I don't do roses, you guys. I can't with the leaves. I don't like the look of roses when they're not in bloom. So I did leave the tag so I can show you guys what the blooms will look like. This one is called Camille Pissarro. I picked it up from my farmer's market last year. And I don't know. We'll see when the blooms open up if I want to keep it here. But I'm so close to pulling this tree out. Anywho, moving on. Beside that, I have planted my Sensation Camellia that I picked up on my trip back home to Richmond. This one was in full bloom in the spring. It has gorgeous, super fragrant pink blooms on it. And for the remainder of the season, I will just enjoy its nice glossy leaf green foliage. I think I may need to move this to my shade area just because I think it's getting a little bit too much sun in this space here. I don't know. We'll see. I still need to come in and clean out all the weeds in this area and finish mulching, which I'll probably do tomorrow evening. I do have a little drift of poppies here, which I got on clearance. They're just starting to come out of bloom, which I came a little bit too late, but I still have some buds coming. So I'll probably come in and deadhead so I can keep getting flushes of blooms. I did save the tag so I can show you guys. These are Spring Fever Orange Iceland poppies. I did get these on clearance from Lowe's. They were super fried. Popped in the ground, watered them, and they're shooting out with new buds. So loving those. And then behind that, I have 3 deciduous azaleas, y'all. And when I saw these at the garden center last year, they were in full bloom, and their blooms caught my eye from the parking lot. Like, I literally beelined to these shrubs. They are so gorgeous. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. The sun is starting to set. Let me see if I can put my shadow on it for y'all. There we go. Do y'all see that? Oh my gosh. So my camera is just not picking up the colors correctly for you guys. These are a fire orange. So are the poppies as well. And it's so striking. So these get pretty large, you guys. These get about 4 to 5 feet tall. And I probably will keep them right around the 3 to 4 foot size. But oh my gosh, you guys. I've been waiting on these blooms since last year. I could not wait. I have 2 crepe myrtle bushes that will be going to a roses. Earlier today, I planted a tree, you guys. I had originally planted to plant this for Arbor Day, but I got distracted. Anywho, this is a Rising Sun redbud tree. Cannot wait to see this one fill out. It's putting out a lot of shoots down at the bottom, the little suckers. Hasn't started to put on any growth on the branches yet, so I'm going to be patient. It did come bare root, so I know bare root take a lot of energy to start leafing out. So I'm going to baby this. It definitely needs some water. But I will come in and finish pulling the rest of the weeds. I did spray them, so they're all dead. And then come in and finish mulching the rest of this bed. But moving on to the end swoop over here, I have a couple of perennials that I transplanted when I first made the bed. I lost the one in the center, unfortunately. But I did also pop in another agapanthus last week. Look at the blooms, y'all. Oh my gosh, I am so obsessed with this dark purple color. It is so pretty. And then lastly, I have my other pink chiffon Rosa Sharon. This one also was attacked by aphids. When I tell y'all, them ladybugs did their thing. Completely aphid free. Like, not a single aphid anywhere on this plant. And I am so happy with their job. Like, I literally got 1,500 ladybugs for $5, y'all. So I probably will reintroduce them again later in the season just to make sure everything is good. But yeah, y'all, loving how this bed is starting to fill in. Moving on to my back corner, y'all did see I just planted these 2 tricolor willow trees on either side of my arch for Arbor Day. And I am just so in love with this back area. It's so peaceful and calming, and I just enjoy standing back here even though there's not much going on. Anywho, lining my walkway here, I have sprinter boxwoods that I picked up on clearance. They are finally starting to put on some size. I did come in and give them a slight little haircut, but they're doing great, y'all. And look, do y'all remember my gigantic hosta from my front garden bed? Transplanted it back here, and it is doing amazing. So I think it'll fill in this entire space back here. So I kind of want to get another one to mirror on this side, or I could just divide it, not sure. Anywho, behind it I have two emerald green arborvitaes. This one over here got damaged in the storm. It's not completely planted, it's like leaning. Probably will end up removing these at some point. Flanking my gate, I have two DeGroots arborvitae, which are doing well. This one is a little bit stunted just because this one was attacked with bagworms last season. It's recovering well, y'all, and so far, I am still bagworm sac free. I just did my checks this morning, so I'm happy to report that. Here is my hedge of clearance emerald green arborvitaes doing well. I'm hoping these two catch up in height because this little dip here is kind of bothering me, but I'm loving like the thickness that they're starting to put on. I want them to eventually be touching. Still have plans to come in and build up my wall here. Down along the front here, I have 4 clearance hydrangeas that I picked up from Lowe's last year. These are Tough Stuff Aha hydrangeas. They started putting on some growth, but then they stopped. So they're really struggling, you guys. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. I've been trying to be patient. I am going to try and put some Super Thrive on them, as well as some soil acidifier to see if that helps. Mushrooms are coming in just because we have such cool and wet temperatures back here, but that is a sign of healthy soil, so I will take it. Down here, I have another peony. I'm not sure what the name or variety this is, but I cannot wait to see the blooms open up. Down here in the back corner, I transplanted my Het's juniper ball, gave it a nice little haircut, loving its structure here. Then I'm going to step back to show you guys what this corner is looking like, because y'all know I need my balance and symmetry. Y'all know how I am. All right, so standing dead center here, I have my Gyokuro doing well. I have 5 emerald green arborvitaes along the back line, filling in nicely. I have 2 lemon lace elderberries coming in, and then flanking my tree here, I have 2 first of class hostas I just planted last week, and then 2 autumn frost hostas planted at the base here. And I am just loving the balance and symmetry, y'all. I know y'all probably tired of hearing me saying that, but it's just a real thing for me. My center focal point is my Inaba Shadar Japanese maple. This is the one I transplanted from my front barberry bed. Doing phenomenal, y'all. I'm loving its color back here. It's been loving the shade that it's getting, and I'm just loving all of the colors and texture in this space. It's so peaceful. So I am going to wait until the pollen is done. We probably have a couple more weeks of pollen, and then I can come in and clean off the bench, put my cushions out here with my pillows. My bench is from the farmer's market. My 2 pots are from, I think Ross or TJ Maxx. Haven't quite decided what I want to put in them. I might put 2 little, I could put my 2 hydrangeas that I have on clearance in those. Do that right after this video. Anyways, down here on my front drift, y'all, my Celines have been showing out since February. We are at the end of April when I'm filming this. When I tell y'all this is my favorite perennial, they are so amazing. They're starting to fade out with their blooms, which is okay with me because I love the like tight mound shape of their foliage once the blooms die back. But y'all, this sea of pink has made me so happy. It's so gorgeous. I kind of want to maybe move this clump of 3 over to this side so I'll have a clear walkway to the path. So I'll have like 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. I'm still working on developing this space. As you guys can see, I'm getting ready to finish sheet mulching to extend the curve here. Come in and do some more planting. I did also pop in this gorgeous rhododendron. I completely forgot, skipped over this. This is a September song. Just starting to come out of bloom. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like in full bloom, but y'all, I am hoping this thing does well. Y'all know how I am with rhododendrons, so fingers crossed it survives. Moving back this way, I have a pufferfish hydrangea planted here. This is a panicle that will bloom white blooms later this summer. And then I have a drift of, my salvia's in bloom, y'all. I have not been back here. My salvia is doing well, you guys. I got these on clearance last year from Home Depot. I have a Mugo pine that I transplanted from over here, doing great. And then tucked in here, I have another peony that I grew from bare root last year. So hopefully I'll get some blooms next season. Alrighty, and then when I step back here, these are 2 tater tot arborvitae balls that I dug up and transplanted from my front garden bed where I had my patio extended. These are going to flank my walkway towards my hose reel here, which I still need to hook up. And then beside it, I have a amber gold arborvitae, doing great. Along the back wall here, y'all, this is still a work in progress, so please ignore the gigantic weeds. I have not done anything over here yet. This will be next week's project. But I do have 3 buckthorns planted in the back, which will be coming out, along with 3 sunshine anise that will also be relocating. And then also, y'all saw earlier this season, I did transplant my Tetragona aurea Cypress that usually sit over here where my Japanese maple was. It was sitting in too much shade. Moved it over here so they can get more sunlight to color up. It's still, I don't know, y'all. So the tips are coloring up the color they're supposed to be. I'm hoping later this summer, because this will get more sun as we get later into the season, I'm hoping it'll color up. But it's doing phenomenal, has not died, so I'm happy about that. Down in front of it, I have a little quadruple? I don't know the word. I have 4 Fire Chief arborvitaes planted here, doing great. And look at this creeping Charlie. Oh, this is such a thug in my garden. I'm so sick of it. I just want it gone, but it's my fault. I haven't done anything over here, so I will come in and spray this area. We are going to sheet mulch. I have some plants that are starting to die that I need to get in the ground. So yeah, all of this is a work in progress, so bear with me. And then last but not least, stepping back here, I have my gorgeous flowering plum tree that I planted last year for Arbor Day. This thing is doing amazing, you guys. It has put on so much new growth. I cannot wait to see it fill in and get like its mature size. Look at the color on these leaves, y'all. I love the dark plum color, and then the undersides give this nice red burgundy. I'm just loving all of the color and texture back here. My vision is coming to life. So I know this is a mess, so please ignore the disaster up here, but I do have 2 double play doozy spireas up here doing great. Just wanted to show you guys my wine and roses rigelas. So I did keep 2 bushes. The rest of them all went to a Rose's house, but they are just starting to come out of bloom. I just wanted to show you guys what their blooms look like. They are so, so pretty. So I haven't quite decided where all of these shrubs are going to go, but that will be in another video. All right, and then last but not least, y'all know I always save the best for last. This is my famous limelight hydrangea hedge. I have 9 limelights that I planted in this bed that I got on clearance for $5 a piece, y'all. Like, they were so small. They're doing amazing, and I cannot wait to see them fill in for this year. I did also come in and cut back all of my liriope, which is coming in amazing. So yeah, y'all, I will definitely give you an update once these start blooming. So that is going to conclude today's garden tour. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and taking a tour of my property with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the blooms and all of the changes. Definitely stay tuned for May's garden tour because it is going to be phenomenal, y'all. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.